Hey, good Sunday afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming back to us. We love that you hang out with us on Sunday afternoons. I'm feeling good. It's cooling down just a little bit, Sean. I'm
Just a little
thankful.
bit, just a
How
little bit. I mean, I
you
think
doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. I think we're going to see a little bit of cooler weather here in Nashville coming up this next week. So I'm excited about it. But I'm just happy to be back here on another Sunday, just to kind of talk to you guys about, what we're calling BS on, because it's no BS on this podcast. So we have real conversation. It's unscripted. We get down dirty, and we love to have just passionate people come talk to us about what's happening in this country and what's happening locally in Nashville and Tennessee. So I'm excited for what we have today.
Hmm.
It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be great. It's going
Hold
to be
on. Hold on. Speaking about what's happening locally and excitement, first of all, we've got to put some respect on what happened Monday night, this past Monday. We walked away with an award
great. We
for the
did.
show that we did that
We
started
did.
this right here.
We did. We did.
Tennessee
It's,
Association of Broadcasters,
it's
bring
still
it
in the
out.
box, but this is an example of it. We got an award for the Tennessee Association of Broadcasters Awards for our news coverage for election night coverage that we did. So it was our first
Thank you.
our
Thank you.
first joint venture together, and it was a live broadcast the night of the election results came out, and it was great. It was awesome. We were the first category up
Yes.
and the first one up on that stage. So
That came fast too. I wasn't ready. I thought
I
we'd be
know.
further down. I was like, oh, I had too many glasses of wine.
I know, right? We already drinking a little bit, but definitely, I mean, it's a big thank you to Cumulus Media, to 92Q, Kenny Smooth, Allison Warren. Thank
Yes.
you so much for that. Just for the simple fact, because they, you and I had this vision of wanting to do this election night coverage, and they gave us just full range to really to produce it and put it together. Also, to other producers, Eben A. Merriman, to Leviticus Allen, those two were also part of our team that helped us put this together. So this was our very first awards, and more to come, especially with a No
Monica.
BS podcast. But I'm excited about this. This is awesome.
And audience, that's your turn to cute to clap again.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you, thank you. Y'all are so awesome. You're too kind. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
you.
All right, Sean, we've got that out of the way. Now it's time to call BS.
Time
What
to
we
call
calling
BS.
BS on?
Who wants to go first? You want to go first?
No, I'm still thinking. I just
I got
confessed.
you. Okay, I'm ready.
You
I'm
go
ready.
first.
I'm ready.
Call BS.
All right. My count. We got my clock up. We got my countdown. I'm ready. Ready. We are. So here we go. I call BS on Subway and these mini Subway rolls that you've created. Subway used to have nice sub rolls, and they were nice size. Now when you get a Subway sandwich, it looks like a mini roll. It's small. The bread changed size. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I'll call BS on that. I also call BS on just the lack of just con- content inside of it. When you want, if you want like a Subway club, like it's all this prepackaged meat, and it's like 2-3 slices, and they give you no lettuce and one tomato, and you got a foot long. Subway, you got to do better with what you're putting together. Come on now, you Subway used to be the jam, and now it's terrible. I can make that sandwich from getting stuff from Kroger. Subway, I call BS on you. Get better, get it together. Go back to what you used to do. It's
Oh,
terrible. It hurts my heart. I don't even like going there anymore.
poor Subway.
I
Golly.
know,
I mean,
right?
they have
Get
so many sub
better.
shops now. Like Subway is like it's so yesterday.
There is so many, and I have my favorite is Firehouse. I will tell you that. But every once in a while, you want a Subway sandwich because that's what you know. You've known it for so long, and it's
God
terrible.
bless. Don't even get me started on Firehouse because I will leave this show right now and go get me that Italian. Oh Lord, it's so good.
Oh, they
But
got. Well, I think it's called like the Hook and Ladder. So, oh my, yeah,
mm,
love Firehouse. Love Firehouse. All right, your turn. Your
so
turn.
you mentioned Kroger.
Okay,
I got beef with Kroger and
what you got?
anybody else who's moving with Kroger. All right. So let's talk about Tap Pay, Apple Pay. Okay. Now, Apple Pay, I'm sorry, well, not Kroger, but anybody at Walmart, that's who it is. Walmart. I'm sorry, Walmart. Kroger actually put me on to Tap Pay, Apple Pay, because
Okay,
I left my wallet at home and I had like 7 bags of groceries that I couldn't pay for. And so they were like, oh, well, you can just do Apple Pay. So that's what made me sign up for it on my phone. And I promise you, ever since then, all I do is tap pay, barely use my card. But then I go to Walmart, and there's only been one other store in the past like 2-3 years that I've been to that does not accept Apple Pay. I feel like that's disrespectful. I feel like it's ancient. I feel like it's rude and it's inconsiderate. I feel like you don't want my service, because if you did, then you would accept my tap pay. And furthermore, I feel like you up to something, because why do you want me to put my card in the machine? I feel like it's sus, like you working an inside job. Okay, I'm done, but y'all got what I'm saying.
Yeah, you
Okay.
got it.
Woo!
I'm gonna ask you, I got to go question for a second. So did Kroger just recently turn you on to Apple Pay?
It was about 2.5 years ago. Now I
Okay,
know I'm late to the Apple
because
Pay
I
game
was
because
gonna
I'm
be a
real late.
little concerned if you just recently got turned on to Apple Pay, because we were gonna have to have a conversation as to why you just now discovering it. But I'll give you, if it was 2 years ago, I'll give you that. I'll give that one to you.
It's still late. I know
It's
it's
still a
still
little
late.
late, but it's okay. It's okay. If it was like last week, then we have to have a
Mm-mm.
debrief. Like there's something wrong here. Why you just now discovered Apple Pay?
No, I'm a little old school, but I do have a secret. Scott's not on Apple Pay yet. He refuses, and his card is crunchy. And I've had to reorder his card twice in like the last year. I'm just saying.
He just
But
needs
don't tell him I said that.
just tell him make sure he gets a card with the NFC, and that way he can just tap, and you ain't got to worry about doing all that, and it preserves
Sean, you
your
tell him
card.
that. You tell him that. He ain't listen. But listen, all right, we got to get down to the nitty gritty. We got some big stuff to talk about. It was a big week, and it's going to be some big mess coming in this coming week. I already know the fallout hadn't fallen out yet. It just started. To help us break it all down, two people who I love tremendously, and I know you know their name. I know you've seen it before. Please help us in welcoming Scotty Nell Hughes and John Rowley. Come on in. How y'all doing today? Hey.
I think the Kroger crisis management people were freaking out a minute there when you name check them.
Right.
So they're wiping some sweat off their brow
We're like,
after.
"Whew." Yeah.
I edited myself. I don't want them to blackball me from the store because I love me some Kroger. Okay, I do. I do.
Forget Kroger's, it's Subway. You went savage on.
I did.
Wow.
I did.
Don't
And
expect
I
a
don't take it back.
sponsorship from them.
I don't take it back. Kroger, call me. Let's talk about these Subway rolls that just it's not good anymore. But anyway,
and,
Sean
Don't
is
mess
standing
with your
his
bread.
ground.
You're a
Sean's
bread snob.
Sean's setting me up. I'm going to have a Subway to Epstein segue before this segment is over with. So I'm ready. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Oh,
anything I can do to help. Anything I can do to help.
I love it. Well, listen, I'll tell you who needs some help. Our folks down in Texas. It got pretty down and dirty this past week, you guys. We know that at least we know starting off they had the redistricting vote, and it was an ugly battle. It was quite ugly. The 5 seats up for grabs, right? Well, grabs were grabbed, should I say, right? 5 seats that typically would lean Democrat, would lean blue. They wanted to make them lean to the other side, lean on red. It was a battle showdown with the House Democrats who, did their standoff. They tried to prevent the quorum, but nonetheless, they came back. The House passed it. This thing is moving forward. Representative Collier we know she was held was not allowed to leave. And so I want to play this soundbite from her because, this really encapsulates the thought of a lot of folks. And I want to put this to you, John and Scotty, very quickly. Here's Representative Collier of Texas.
It's Texas State Representative Nicole Collier coming to you from the Texas House Chamber because the Republicans have locked me in here for the last 24 hours. Let me tell you, this all started 2 weeks ago when my fellow Democrats took a stand to object and oppose and resist Trump's Texas takeover. So I will continue to fight and resist and stand against and defend our democracy with our other fellow warriors in the Democratic Party. Thank you. Don't give up. Never give in, and keep the fight.
John and Scotty, you heard it from Representative Collier. She called it a Trump takeover. John, I'm going to come to you. Is this a Trump takeover, Is this a fair vote? What's your take on this?
Trump has hit the big red oh shit button is why they're doing this. I mean, they are concerned about the election or they wouldn't be doing this power grab. And so, I mean, it's why they're, it's the map. They're not feeling secure about their election. It's the only reason that you would do something this desperate and this dramatic. And then what happened to her? I mean, they literally threatened to arrest her because a public official was having using freedom of speech to have a Zoom conversation with some other public officials. I mean, the fact that, you can even threaten to arrest somebody for doing that. And then they locked her in I think there were some photographs of her sleeping on the House floor and sleeping in the public buildings. It was just, it's just petty. They had like some hall pass. They were not letting her leave the building because she didn't have a hall pass for an elected official. It's just when we think we can't get to a new low in Trump's America, we go deeper. So,
Scotty, it's just, the question I have really is, we redraw these maps after we have a census, right? We haven't had one. It's just not time for that. So why is it so important to do this now and not just let the voters make the decision as we should be doing? And why are we strategically trying to remove Democrats to make it easier for Donald Trump, when all in all, most of the officials in Texas all say we're doing this for Texans? But are we really doing this for Texans when Donald Trump speaks and then they make moves? How is the Republican Party really standing on this and say that you're speaking for when the Texans, but you see protests all over the place? How are you really standing and saying that's the truth?
Well, let me point out that this is not the only time this has happened. In fact, gerrymandering has happened on both sides of the aisle. Republicans and Democrats are both guilty of using this as one of their main tools. You can't look at what's happened in Illinois, and we're about to see this same argument, which I can't wait to see all these Democrats that are screaming and crying over this in Texas when they start to do the same thing in California here, the same process in California in the next few weeks. But elections do have consequences. We saw it here in Tennessee. You're talking about Texas. We did it here in Tennessee. We were able to take what used to be the Democrat Congress seat here in Davidson County and split it up. And guess what? There's no more Democrat and there's a Republican congressman. But I think, once again, if you look at Texas overall, while you do have some definitely in the more urban areas, pockets of Democrats, it's overall a very overwhelmingly red state. And to debate anything else is just ludicrous. California, more of a blue state. Hence why you continue to have Democrat lawmakers overwhelmingly represent that state. So, to sit there and cast this as just, this is just Trump doing Trump thing in Texas. Well, Trump's doing it because he can legally do it, just like you've seen the Democrats do in the past in states, in multiple examples across the United States.
But zero instances of Democrats doing it off the calendar until it was a response to the Republicans. So it's like elections may have consequences, but why does the census not have consequences anymore?
Well, but it does. Obviously, this is legally being allowed to be done. If it isn't, then let the district attorneys, and I'm sure every lawyer under the sun will try to take it all the way up to Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court, if this was not allowed, it would not be being done. But obviously, they feel like they have very good legal standings to allow this to be happening. It's happening within the parameters of what the law is written. I'm sorry it's not working out for Democrats right now. Like I said, give us a few weeks and you're going to have those same Democrats claiming, how victory in California and Republicans crying. This is just how politics goes.
But then at that point, to your point, California's going to try to pass this. They're going to try to gain some more Democratic seats, and then there's going to be another Republican state respond to that, and then another. It's going to go back and forth. To me, it's a tit for tat situation. And what my concern is, and Harry and I talked about this last week. My concern is that we already have an issue with people not voting, not exercising their right to vote. And so when we start doing things like this, you're telling our voters it matters even less for me to go out and express my right to vote, because Republicans and Democrats are setting the stage for them to win in different places. And so what does my vote count? Why should I even go out and vote? And so do we not want people to believe that it's a fair election every time we have an election cycle come around? Or do we want to put in their heads that it doesn't really matter? We want you to feel like this is where it's going to happen. We're redrawing these districts. So these Democrats are no longer going to fall in their district. It's going to fall in a Republican's hand. Me as a voter in that district, why would I go and vote if you're already telling me where it's going to go?
And almost every one of us would agree in the entire country on this program things are too partisan in the United States. The number one reason things are too partisan is that redistricting has shrunk the number of swing seats. So everybody that's in Congress, everybody that's in the Senate, they're playing to a base, left or right, and almost nobody cares about the middle of America where most people are. And so this is just another instance of we're going to become more polarized, and we're going to get exactly what we don't want as a country.
But it's happening based off of numbers, legitimate numbers of the population as they are. It's not like people are just making up numbers and voters. These are happening. And I agree, some of the lines look weird how they're all drawn. But like I said, this is something that's happened on Republicans have taken advantage of the system when the numbers have been in their favor, just like Democrats have taken advantage of it when it's in their favor. So I agree about now when it comes to your answer, and I want to answer this, John, is that it sounds like a problem with party messaging. If people that are members of your party feel like their vote doesn't matter, that's a problem with your party's messaging, whether it's Republican or Democrats. If anything, they should be saying, you know what, your vote matters even more right now. Even if it is just going to be a blue vote in an overwhelmingly red district, we need to show that there's a large number of blue voters that is in their constituency. So that shouldn't disenfranchise. And if it is, then that's a problem with that specific party and what they're telling their folks.
She makes a good point, I think, there, John, because one of the things that we've been hearing for the longest, and you have worked on countless campaigns. I mean, from the White House on down, you've worked on them. Right now, everybody's been saying it. Even President Obama was saying it. Democrats are sitting on their hands. They are on the defense. They are taking it on both sides of the jaw. Hello, step up, quit whining, get in there and fight. Where are we headed now when we think about the midterms? Because let's be honest, that's what all of this is about. That's right in front of us. Are the Dems, are they going to stand up, or are they going to keep sitting on their hands? Like Scotty said, messaging, organization, what's going on with the Democrats?
Yeah, no, I mean, there's frustration abounds. I mean, we both know both parties are messed up in their own ways, and the Democrats need to bring some new blood into certain areas and wheel a few of our leaders into the nursing home. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But there's also some fundamental problems going into this election for the incumbent party. The out of power party always has their own branding problems going into this sort of a midterm. Corruption and inflation. The Trump administration is already not just the most corrupt administration in the history of the United States and of all presidencies combined. It's the most corrupt administration in the history of the world when you start thinking about how much the top person has benefited. Usually you have corruption because like some cabinet secretary or some chief of staff does something illegal. We have never seen the top person leverage a political office for their own gain. So corruption, and then, my beef, my chicken, my eggs, my coffee, it's all more expensive. And, there's a reckoning coming on that because, people are going to forget a lot of things the president says. He said he plays, he just does machine gun fire, and we can't keep track of all the bullets in terms of all the different things he talks about. And he's on both sides of the issues, but everybody got what he said about inflation. He's going to take care of it on day one. And so those two things are going to swing Congress and put a couple different Senate seats that nobody thought were winnable into play.
Interesting. Well, I want to play something else as we talk about how the parties are positioning themselves as we come upon, midterms. Let's talk about something else big that came out here a few days ago. Mail-in ballots. Mail-in ballots. President Trump had some pretty clear words on his position on mail-in ballots and his plan for mail-in ballots. Here's what he had to say.
I'm glad you asked me that question. We're going to stop mail-in ballots because it's corrupt. When you go to a voting booth and you do it the right way, and you go to a state that runs it properly, you go in. They even ask me. They asked me for my license plate, for identity. I said, I don't know if I have it. They said, sir, you have to have it. I was very impressed, actually. But it's very hard to cheat with mail-in voting. As you know what happens in California, it's so corrupt, where some people get 5, 6, 7 ballots delivered to them. Now, we got to stop mail-in voting, and the Republicans have to lead the charge.
Scotty, now I got to come to you first on this one. So many people for so long have been crying about voter suppression. And I say that in a respectful way. Voter suppression, so many different tactics. How do you characterize this? I mean, this is a democracy. The president has long been accused of attacking democracy. Part of democracy is voting, and you're taking away an option. Make that make sense to us.
Well, first of
Also,
all,
something that on the campaign trail, he literally was promoting and saying, mail your ballot in, mail your ballot in, make sure you go mail your ballot in. And now all of a sudden, it's that thing.
Yeah.
Make it make sense, Scotty.
well, I'm going to try my best, but let me just say this. I love the fact that we are talking about voting and legitimacy and voter ID rules and everything that's going into this conversation and mail-in ballots. You know, I think when mail-in ballots were first established, it was meant to actually help a small community, and yet it's become, in some states, the only way you can vote. I will tell you, my own household, my mother, when she was bedridden, that's how she voted, was via mail-in vote. That's what it's supposed to be. There are legitimate reasons why you should use a mail-in vote, and yet you have in many communities, in many states, where mail-in voting is the only option. And from that question, you know, I think there, once again, and John did it first, I think even Sean said it, I think we all can agree that there are problems within our voting system right now that is existing in America today. There are definitely issues that need to be addressed. That's why I love that this conversation is happening, whether you agree with different things. So I do not agree with getting rid of mail-in ballots. I do think that there are legitimate reasons to have them. Those that can legitimately show, especially if you are overseas, if you can legitimately show that you cannot make it to the voting booth on election day or even beforehand in the early voting, then you should be able to show and do that. Unfortunately, we have seen the system be taken advantage of, and it's not about voter suppression. If you have a whole state that has based their entire voting capabilities on mail-in ballots, that's not voter suppression. There's obviously there's another issue that needs to be addressed there. So like I said, I believe that it should be still in place, but only for a very small crowd that it was originally intended for use with.
Okay, we're not going to tell the White House that you disagree with the president. We'll just
in that one little area, you know, and he would say the same thing. I think Trump, once again, he speaks to the big picture. He would agree that those that cannot make it to an election booth should be able to have the right to vote.
I mean, wouldn't it be better just to say that we need to really reevaluate and restructure and reorganize how mail-in ballots are done versus just eliminating it all the way around? Because then you're going to take away the option for people like your mom who was bedridden and can't get out. They don't have that option anymore. And some states, it may take a while for that to change. So why not work on trying to fix a part of the election process that has been around for such a long time versus just eliminating something and taking another option away from someone?
Sean, have you met Donald Trump? Does he ever do anything just as small? Let me tell you how it works with Donald Trump. He goes to the extreme and then he brings it back in, okay? And that's part of the art of the deal. If you've ever talked, that's part of the art of the deal. So to this extent, he's going for the top, and then I think he will kind of draw it back to see what he can do. But like with everything else he's doing right now, you can't just say these little bits because nothing ever gets done in Washington, D.C. You have to be dramatic, and that's exactly what he's doing in this case, I feel like.
Dramatic, he definitely is he's very successful at the drama.
I mean, you're having a very nice, thoughtful conversation about this. That's not what the president did. He threw nitroglycerin on the floor. I would call it a dictator's playbook, but he doesn't read books. So I would call it like the dictator's cliff notes of like, this is a way to seize power and try to tip the scales of the election.
He's not on the ballot anymore. What power is he trying to seize? It has nothing to do with him.
Well, all of his supporters are trying to come up with scenarios for him to never leave office. So
but he right into the ballot. It'd have nothing to do with the ballot. If he's not leaving office, it has nothing to do with the ballot. The better the congressional
elections go, the easier it is to inappropriately hang on to power as president and misuse power. So.
You're stretching it, and you know it right now. This has nothing to do. If Donald Trump was being so selfish, he wouldn't care about it. The fact that he's looking about the forward and the future has nothing to do with him. So you can't on one hand tell me that he's this dictator, very selfish person, and then on the other say, have him talk about something that will never, ever actually affect him personally. And by the way, this mail-in ballot going away will not in any way happen before the congressional election midterms of next year. So this idea that this is going to affect him is absolutely bogus.
Interesting. John, let me ask you, because I want to kind of get this in very quickly before we get out of here. Is this because you started off calling it saying that the Republicans are running scared when we talked about the redistricting? How do you feel about the snatch and grab of the mail-in ballots? Do you think that's another running scared tactic, or is it just a power grab, or all of the above?
I mean, I mean, who knows? Because Donald Trump will talk about softening his abortion position one day, and then he'll talk about getting a pro-life Supreme Court the other. I mean, he's a ping pong ball in a barrel, and so who knows if there's any strategy? This three-dimensional chess thing that there's a talking point they like to use is just ridiculous. I mean, he has more accidental success and strategies than anybody we've seen, because he's just, he's about the id of Twitter day in and day out, the id of Truth Social, and that's probably, it might be that simple.
Interesting. Well, and let me throw this one out real quick before we get out of here, because we always have to consider the trickle down effect. We talk down ballot. Let's talk trickle down effect of all of this stuff. We've seen Elon with the tunnel. We've seen him in Memphis with the AI center. We're seeing Hegseth, who, by the way, I didn't know he lived in Hendersonville until he's trying to run for governor. I know, Scotty, I'm tardy for the party. My bad. I know. But
parents, watch your girls.
Please do. Please do. Please
and
do.
then now we've got our dear friend Blackburn, who's running for governor, which there's no surprise there. When we see now again, we do know Tennessee is a red state, but we do have a couple of blue strongholds. But we're seeing the Republican teeth their claws digging just a little bit deeper. I'm going to throw this out there, and y'all going to be mad at me for we're doing this before we end this segment. How close are we to having, and I know it's a nonpartisan position, air quotes, how close are we to having a Republican for Nashville mayor? Yeah. Do you think we're closer? Now, the last two main races, we had runoffs with a Republican. And when you consider the political climate right now, do you think we're closer to that or no?
No, I mean, we basically had a Republican because, there's about 26 to 27% Republican in the city, and those people got 23, 24% of the vote. I mean, we're further away than we've ever been. I mean, for two reasons. One, you don't get out of the Republican Party as a moderate Republican. You don't see them anywhere. It's why you hardly have any Republican mayors. And we just elected the first Black mayor in Tulsa who followed kind of a moderate Republican mayor. So those folks don't exist in the Republican Party anymore. And then just Nashville's gotten more partisan. I mean, Freddie O'Donnell won for a lot of reasons, but he was the only really strong liberal in the race. And, that's a big part of why he won. So blue cities are getting bluer and red rural areas are getting redder. So.
Yeah, but the cities are also somewhat getting smaller in their bluesiness. Here's my comment. Depends on the Democrat. I think if you looked at Phil Bredesen, while Democrats like to claim him because he obviously had a D by his name in the last race he was Democrat, his policies are very conservative, very Republican. I think that's what made him so popular in this state. I think it depends on the person. And I think that if you had the right person, whether they have an RD running by their name and the party is solidified behind them, I think you potentially could. It just has to be that right person. And a couple names come to my mind, but I do agree that it's still a long stretch, but I think the right person could actually win as a Republican here in Davis County. I think someone like a Bill Haslam, if he just tried, potentially could, if he wanted to go back and be a mayor, I think he potentially is very popular within the area. And I think, even Republicans and Democrats, because he worked for a lot of good Tennesseans on both sides of the aisle. I think there are names that could potentially win with an R by their name. I'm not that pessimistic.
If the Democratic candidate died before the runoff, that's a possibility. So.
Jesus.
I mean, as long as it wasn't in the graveyard they were having the affair with their security detail on, then I guess it'd be fine too.
Wow. That's low blows.
Just have to remind you who the Democrat mayors elect.
I don't know. We start throwing out situations like that. We don't want
Epstein.
Go down that road.
Don't make me say Epstein.
Don't want to go down that road because we still
worse for the Democrats and the Republicans.
That we don't know. I mean, that's a long road to go down. But I will say this: do you believe that Hegseth? I mean, I know he's not fully committed or said he's not really been talking about it. But do you think that's a possibility that he is going to be in the running for governor, or is this just talk distraction?
First of all, he can't. The
Right.
Tennessee Republican Party has very strong policies to make sure that they don't have people who cannot legitimately run and put their name on the ballot. So first off, now whoever started that rumor, it might have been Hegseth Camp, whoever it might be. I am so tired of Republicans, especially moving to my state, my town that I've been in since 1980, since the day that I moved here as a baby, and trying to all of a sudden think that they can make it conservative, that they are the godsend to the Republican Party in this county. Pete Hegseth is one of them. He's not going to win. Republicans call out those that become carpetbaggers to our party in this state, and we don't elect them to higher office. And normally it doesn't work out too well for them after they leave as well. Sorry, that was my soapbox. That's my one
Oh, you
BS
call
right there.
BS.
Right, you call BS. You did.
Uh,
It sounds like Hegseth is not the most popular member of the Republican Party.
Well, I have a quick plug and a prediction. So the plug is the only race Marsha Blackburn ever lost is when she ran against Bart Gordon. It was one of the first ads I ever made in a political campaign. It was kind of making her look ridiculous. So anyway, if the Democrats can get it together, I'm available to try it once again. The other one is there's going to be another credible Republican emerge. In super red or blue states, you never have just one or two candidates. And any sort of early polling is just it's kind of a spin poll anyway. It's a myth. Congressman Rose married this very young girl. He's not a very good alternative. Someone else, probably a self-funder, probably somebody who can really beat the MAGA drum is going to emerge, and that race will get a lot closer at some point.
You cannot get more MAGA than Marsha Blackburn, and you just need to get used to saying Governor Blackburn and having the first female governor from the state of Tennessee, and that is solid. Nobody in this state that has any chance would even begin to question her next move. The only thing we're questioning right now is who actually is going to replace her in the Senate. That's where the fun and the drama begins.
That will be. I definitely hope that if once she gets on her campaign, she decides to actually talk to her constituents, because that's one thing that she does not do as a senator.
Yeah.
She said, I'm like a jaguar, honey. I don't need to do commercials. Okay. I win regardless. You know.
Right. So, she's definitely not out here talking to her constituents at all and not doing town halls, or she's doing very selective private events that nobody ever finds out about until after it happened. And people have questions. So that's my concern with Marsha Blackburn. If you want to be a governor for the people of the state of Tennessee, then get out on the ground and actually have conversations with people and go face to face with some of these issues, because that's not something that she does.
Well, let me just point out, Marsha has been in office starting at the school board level and has risen up every single level. So she has made herself very available for the last 25 years of being in public service to the people. And before we knew who Bill Lee as governor was, he was a businessman who ran commercials for fixing air conditioners. So I think she's definitely made herself, but people know her a lot better and much more accessible than our current governor and possibly even previous governors before that.
I think we know her from commercials. And I think we know her from photo ops. But what I want to see from, especially as she became a senator, what I want to see from Marsha Blackburn is I want to see you in town halls. I want to see you in front of Tennesseans answering questions and not giving us talking points. I want to see you literally have a conversation with a Democrat. Have a conversation with a Democrat. Let them confront you on your voting record and the issues in this state. And I want to see you respond to them versus giving a talking point, because she is great at giving a talking point, but not great as answering direct questions.
Well, you know what? When there is a Democrat candidate, a Democrat governor in a blue state that does that and addresses Republicans, then maybe we'll see why that makes sense. But no political strategist would see, especially in a red state in Tennessee, why that would be any beneficial to her. All that would do is just allow her to be accosted by those who are obviously already ready to take her out.
Not accosted. Listen.
Not accosted, but it's good, healthy debate.
Well, how about this? You're on the inside, Scotty. Let her know the No BS podcast wants her on. We'll have her on by herself. She can just talk to us.
Yes.
Talk to the people, take the questions. You're on the inside. We need you to.
I'll put a major wager down. That won't happen.
You never know. Marsha surprises people all the time.
Yeah.
Listen, we're going to do another wager, John. We're going to do another wager, and I want everybody to jump in on this, and then I promise that we're going to say goodbye because, honey, I got to go make my Sunday dinner. But listen, we're going to do a wager. Which one would Nashville have first? a black mayor or Republican mayor? Now y'all
Black
sit on
mayor.
that.
Oh, black
Sit on
mayor.
Black mayor.
Definitely
You
a
think
black
so?
mayor.
Oh,
Oh,
absolutely. Absolutely.
I believe
We have
that.
lots of great candidates, and I think there's a lot of great ones that are going to. That would be an awesome choice, whether they're Republican or Democrat, but definitely from the Democrat side.
Oh, we've long had some amazing black folks to do a lot of things, but the opportunity wasn't there. Now that's a whole nother topic to unpack.
It is.
And we're gonna unpack that. Maybe we'll take that up next week. We'll get y'all to chime in. But the wagers, we're taking wagers now. Everybody weigh in. Scotty Nell Hughes, John Rowley, the best of the best. You all are awesome. John, thank you for letting me pull you out of retirement. Scotty, thank you for telling the White House. And she literally was on the White House
Right.
while we were
Like,
waiting
I gotta
on
go.
her to start the show. Thank you for
gotta
telling
hear it in
President
Trump.
Trump.
Steve.
Thank
Here
you
it is,
guys so
Sean.
much. Thank you so much.
Take care, everybody. Have a good Sunday. Oh man, Sean.
That was a good conversation. Great conversation.
It was. I for real want to do a poll. Black mayor or Republican mayor. And I know we're saying probably a black mayor first, but I'm not.
I think we might have to put that out there in socials. We may, and obviously you can comment below. What do you believe? Do you think Nashville will get a black mayor first, or do you think Nashville will get a Republican mayor first? You can leave your comment below and let us know. We'll take a poll from the people that they're checking us out, and then maybe we'll come back next week. We'll kind of get some of the results for that. But I would love to know. I think it'll be a black mayor before Republican mayor. I do. I also believe that Mayor Freddie O'Connell will run again.
For sure.
I know in the beginning he said he was going to be one term, one and done. But I do believe that he understands he still has more work to do, and he's done a lot of great things for the city of Nashville, and I don't think his work is done yet. So I don't think he's done. I do think that he will run again.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to try to put this public cry out now. Mayor Freddie O'Connell, come onto the show and talk to us about what you've got planned. And you may not tell us that you're going to run right now, but you can definitely walk us through what your plan is for the next couple of years.
Yeah, he's coming up on the end of 2 years in September. So we're going into year 3. So there's been plenty of time to get some stuff done. And then we've got 2 more years. Well, really kind of 1 more year because that
he's got to commit to it or
campaigning.
Not by December of 2026. So
yeah,
he's got some time before he can make that decision. But I'm here for it.
I'm here for. You want to know what else I'm here for?
What?
I'm here for a little sleaziness. Time to lighten it up.
There's no other person that we could bring on that would not do it justice other than Derek Sleazy Evans, my brother.
Sleazy.
What's going on?
For the culture.
For the culture. What you got for us today?
Man, before I get into it, I don't know about this sleeping in the chamber thing.
No.
I don't know. I like boo-booing at home. Boo-booing at home is a sacred thing. It's just something about you got to get home. The chamber thing, I couldn't have did. I'm sorry.
It couldn't have been you, Sleazy.
I would let them know I got to go home. I got to boo-boo.
So you go sign the permission slip for them to follow you to your house and
follow me to my house because I can't do this in the chamber.
Sleazy said, if you want to follow me, then that's all you. But
I
gotta do number 2. I gotta handle my business.
You gonna be cleaning the back seat of this police car out. Keep playing with me.
Oh,
man. I've been outside. I'm in Houston, Texas right now, man. Like doing some comedy shows, and I love the Twitters. So I was on Twitter, and I saw that. You know what I'm saying? Football season is starting. I love football season and band season because I'm a band geek. I just want to let all the people over 40 know that we are no longer Air Jordan for more than 2 hour long no more. We can't wear those. We got to get us some Hokas. I'm hoping gonna have to give me some money on this. Y'all have to start getting y'all some shoes that are comfortable because I'm tired of seeing us barefoot at the end of the day, ladies. It's okay. We know you look cute. We know you look cute in your heels. I love the heels, but when it's time to walk around them TSU campuses for homecoming and up them hills and around, you're gonna need you some Hokas.
Wait, what are Hokas? Educate me. I've never heard of Hokas.
You know what I'm saying? Them walk, they thick. I think they kind of copied Skechers shape ups a little bit. I ain't gonna start nothing,
but they're good. They're walking and running shoes, but those heels they're gonna give you a couple more inches in height for sure.
Yeah, and they so comfortable.
I don't own them, but I've seen a lot of them.
They're called Hokas. That's not even a cute name.
It's not. They're not cute shoes, but know what I'm saying?
You're not gonna take Harriet out of her Jordans and her Air Force Ones. You're just not gonna do it.
I got all of them
Period.
too. I got some heat too, but I just cannot put my old people feet in them shoes no more.
So what are you? Is this the age where what you wear the uncle leather sandals? I mean, like what?
No, I ain't going that far now. We ain't. What's the game show? Pressure Luck. No, we ain't wearing no leather sandals. The Jesus.
You got the leather sandals with the sweat rag. You know what I'm saying? Over the shoulder. That's the
I know it's Sunday,
look.
but we ain't wearing I ain't wearing the Jesus sandals on those Sundays.
The Jesus sandals.
Yeah, man, but we got to get more comfortable. We got bad. It's bad on your back to wear them for long periods of time. You just got to get you some hokers. Get you some, Sean. I'm telling you, it's gonna change your life.
It's gonna change my life. I have to think about it. I don't know that I keep seeing the designs and they don't go. Yeah. I don't. So I don't.
I didn't say get sharp in them. I say if you finna go walk a long time, like when you be at your events, your outdoor events, and you got to stand up and you just tell the cameraman. Tell them stay up here. Don't show my
feet. Up here.
Don't show my feet.
Don't show below.
Yeah, don't show these feet because these shoes look like some Herman monsters I got on my feet.
So Sleazy, your woman is out there. She's trying to be comfortable, and she's like, "Babe, I need to put my hokers on."
She refuses to buy them. She doesn't listen to me.
So she's one of those out there with the Jordans or the stilettos. What is she doing?
No, she got some other little weird. These are more comfortable. I said, I bet they ain't. So she said hokers are ugly. That's why I'm an advocate for them right now, and we're gonna get them to sponsor the show soon.
Okay, very good.
We're gonna put that into existence. But no, man. And also, as I was scrolling the internet, I saw people making fun of one of my favorite people in the world too. I'm tired of it.
Who?
We all make mistakes, and we all just need we need a good friend in our life, and I don't think she has good friends. Sexy Red. They talking about my girl. You see that they said 500 food stamps or one night with Sexy Red. We got to stop doing this, y'all. I grew up around Sexy Red type. I speak Sexy Red. I know how to speak that language.
What is that language?
Hood. That's where I'm from. Like I went to school with these type of girls, high school, junior high. Like these are the girls that showed me love before I came to TSU, before I started, So who am I to look down on where I came from? I love a Sexy Red.
So you're loyal to Sexy Red Nation.
You better know I'm loyal to them.
Language, everything.
Now I love them. So they make a mean rotel.
Really?
Man, a Sexy Red. A Sexy Red type, they can make a baby shower spread is easy.
With the meatballs and the little mini weenies in the
mini weenies, the wings, rotel. Woo! They do all the stuff that give you high blood pressure. Any of that.
Take you some good finger foods.
But you can't be mad at them because that's what they grew up on: ramen noodles and finger food. But stop doing. Even though they said 500 food stamps or one night with her, I'm still taking the $500. But we got to stop doing her like that. I'm still take the 500.
Wait a minute.
I'm just saying.
Defend her, but then still take the money though. Like what?
Come on. Yeah. Oh wait, no. You're gonna take the stamps and then cook her dinner. Cook a Sexy Red.
Yes, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna spin the block. Like, look, baby, we're gonna eat good tonight. We're gonna get us some crab legs and stuff because Sexy Red type. They love juicy seafood or something.
Yeah. Oh,
right.
Shameless plug, but we're gonna get you them on here too to pay for a spot. But yeah, we just selling spots today. But man, that's all the culture I got for today, man. Next week I'm gonna have something for y'all. But that's all the people I had to talk about today. But y'all have to leave my boo alone.
I will never leave Sexy Red alone.
Yeah. Right.
Why?
Harriet, why? You didn't walk into an event and you heard that pound, 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 pounds. See?
That's all she's got though, too. That's all she's got. She ain't got nothing else.
Right here, what Sean just said.
Else. That's all you need sometimes. Chubb Rock had one hit. He's rich. 1990, Chubb Rock.
That's away in this song because I don't want any more Sexy Red songs at all.
Like you got listen. If your song, if I need subtitles, And if I gotta look up the lyrics to understand what you're saying, then I'm not wasting no money on your records. And I'm for doggone sure gonna take the 500 in food stamps. Because if I can't hear you in your music, we can't have no conversation. I'm just saying.
I don't even need no. When you talk about, what did she say in the lyrics? Talking about booty hole brown and
Yeah.
What is that?
I'm good.
Look, and that's all Sean could quote. That's all he could understand from the song.
I will hold her hands and go to the movies. I sure will. I will lock. I'm talking about lock fingers. I let people know we together. I lock fingers with Sexy Red.
You are a brave man.
You are.
Took out for the team.
You are a different species.
You deserve
You
the
go right
food
ahead.
stamps.
You go right ahead with that.
Thank
Wait,
y'all,
pause.
man. I love y'all so
Appreciate
much.
Real quick, hold on. Before you
Oh.
leave, educate me. Who getting 500 in food stamps? They be getting 500? I've heard a couple hundred. 500?
That's one thing I agree with that Trump might have done. That because you know who was getting that much. It wasn't
The
us.
Sexy Reds?
No, it wasn't the Sexy Reds.
Who? Come on, glasses down.
Them Karens. You know the one. They was on them. They was getting that because one lady said she was getting $800 and some dollars, and they cut it down. I said I ain't never heard of $800 in stamps, and I grew up around poor, and I was slightly poor growing up too, like that. But 800, they were getting that a lot. They was getting
800 in stamps.
That's
These folks been out here using Section 8 to live in houses. They give us the apartments. They be getting Section 8. They get Section 8. And they get them a nice house in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
They give us Section 8 and move us in apartments and stack us on top of each other. It's a difference. I can come on here and talk about this stuff too, though. Right?
So if she got 800 in stamps, that means she was making about $2,000 a month because you folks out here flipping them. You already know.
She probably wasn't. She probably just got she probably just buying stuff and hoarding it. You know how they do. They sit there and coupon and hoard and bunch of dry goods. They think apocalypse is gonna come. You ain't gonna live. None of that stuff gonna be good by the time.
It won't.
Sleazy, we gonna get you out of here because that Houston heat got you extra.
I know it's got you messed up. It's got you messed up.
I love y'all, man.
Look at you, man. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Just Sleazy, Derek Sleazy Evans for the culture.
Sleazy, have a good one, Sleazy. We'll holler. Till
All
next
right
week.
now.
Oh my God, I love having Sleazy on.
I do too. That just makes the show.
What you taking, Sean? The 500 or what's
I'm taking the 500. Sexy Red could go somewhere. I'm good. I'm taking the 500 all day long, over and over again. I'm taking the 500. I mean, Sexy Red just don't do it. No,
not at all. If I can't listen to her music, I cannot spend even a few minutes with her. So, yep, stamps for me. I'm good on it.
When I see Sexy Red, I feel like I need to go take a bath. That's what I feel like. When I see her, I feel like I need to go take a shower. That's what I see. It's like I can't.
I just listen. I want to really go there, but I don't want the Sexy Red, universe to come from me. But I mean,
that's fine. Come on.
I just got to question the sexy in front of the red. I just got to question because listen, I get it. Not everybody's gonna walk around, business suit and all. I mean, you don't have to do all that, but it's just I'm just looking for the sexy. I'm just certain things just to me are sexy and attractive. And
there's nothing there that says sexy. I'm sorry.
They be out there with the half, naked, half naked, whatever. I'm not even tripping on that. It's just, and then I can't understand you.
Right.
Look, we sounding like the old folk. I
don't
understand what they saying.
We really do. But you know what? I'll sound like that when it comes to Sexy Red because it's just not my cup of tea. I just can't do it. I can't do it. She's
Subtitles.
And somebody loves her. She got fans. She got deep, deep fans. But you know what? There's somebody for everybody. But she is not for me. Can't do it.
She is not for you. But I know what is for you, for me, and for all of y'all watching. The No BS podcast.
That's right.
Every Sunday, 1:00, right here. Join the conversation. We love hanging out with y'all on our Sunday afternoons. And we want to see you back next week.
Yes.
Send them out of here, Sean. Tell them goodbye. Y'all have a great week.
You guys have a great rest of your week. Make sure that you do something great this week and catch us next Sunday. We back. Have a great one.